before you is the Brush Jazz Effect, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a hand, please. This is a class that meets first period every morning. So first thing in the morning, they come in and we get the instruments out and we start playing, and they are always raring to go, trust me. That's sarcasm. The first tune they're going to perform tonight is from Monsters, Inc. Here is If I Didn't Have You. Thanks so much. The first soloist you heard on that was Ryan Watson on trombone. Give him a hand. And Cameron Thompson back there on trumpet. Give her a hand. And William Stanford on alto sax. Give him a hand. The next tune was written by a man named Charles Mingus, who's probably widely considered to be one of the best jazz bass players of all time. This is he had lots of really heavy gospel influences in his music writing. I'm sure you'll be able to hear it. This is entitled Better Get It in Your Soul. Thanks so much. The first solo you heard on that was Chris Madovic on the trumpet. Give him a hand. And once again, that was William Stanford on alto sax. Give him a hand. And you heard Everett Clark over here doing his best Charles Mingus impression on the bass. Give him a hand as well. The last tune we're going to do for you is more of a funk tune. I'm sure you've heard of it. This is Brick House. I'll introduce the soloists when we're done. Thanks so much. Soloists on that. First, you heard Tilly Malone on the tenor sax. Give her a hand. Andy Matovic on clarinet. Give him a hand. Again, that's William Stanford on alto sax. Give him a hand. Chris Matovic back there on trumpet. Got Everett Clark on bass. Give him a hand. Already packing up. And Damari Kennedy on drums. Jazz Effect, ladies and gentlemen, stand up, guys. Thank you. We have a brief transition to our jazz ensemble. The Brush Jazz Ensemble, ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand, please. This is our voluntary group. They meet once a week after school for a rehearsal of anywhere from about 45 minutes to an hour. The membership changes based on what sports season we're in and what kids can be there after school. But this is our version for the winter concert right now. The first song we're going to do for you is entitled, I've forgotten, Bringing Down the House. I'll introduce the soloists when we're done. Thanks so much. First solo you heard was Bernadette Seddon on piano. Give her a hand, please. You had Madison Radiker on clarinet. Give her a hand, please. Akaya Abdullah on bass. Give her a hand. Chris Madovic on trumpet. Give him a hand as well. And again, that was Damari Kennedy on drum set over there. Give him a hand too. Just so you know, both jazz groups, these soloists are improvising, which means there is no solo written out for them to play. They are making it up as they go. And it's something that we practice in class, but a lot of times making something up is significantly more difficult than just reading it when it's written out on the page. So that is all a brand new solo. Every single one of them that came up with a solo today. They are composing that as they play it. Yeah, it's impressive, and sometimes it takes a little arm twisting to get them to try it, but that's how we learn. So the last tune we're going to do is written, for this group anyway, is written kind of in the style of the Miles Davis album Kind of Blue, if you're familiar with that. Here is Now What? Thank you. Thank you. First, tenor solo was Ben Weil on the tenor solo. Give him a hand, please. And once again, that was back there, Chris Madovic on the flugelhorn this time, the flugelhorn. The Brush Jazz Ensemble, folks, give them a hand. Stand up. Thank you. Next up will be the Wind Ensemble on the main stage. Good evening once again. Seated before you is the Brush Wind Ensemble. Give them a hand, please. Their first song for the evening is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, and it's allow me to welcome our new assistant band director to the podium for the first time. Her name is Miss Megan Paul, and she's going to direct this with the Wind Ensemble. Please welcome her to the podium, Miss Megan Paul. The next tune we're going to do, if you're familiar with the hymn, It Is Well With My Soul, that was written by a man named Philip Bliss. And the composer of this took that hymn and put it to this setting. It's by a man named David Holsinger, and here is On a Hymn Song of Philip Bliss. Thanks so much. Before we perform our final selection, just a couple announcements. Our monthly booster meeting is next Tuesday night in the band room at 6 p.m., and we are always looking for volunteers. We don't turn away help. So all of you are boosters, whether you know it or like it or not, and you're welcome to attend. We could always put you to work. So that's next Tuesday. Also, we do have pep band tomorrow night as well. That starts at 6:45. It's purely voluntary. Kids just that want to play just show up at 6:45 and play. Finally, a big thanks to the SEL administration and the school board who continuously keep these programs available to your children and us as well. So big thanks to them, and thanks to you guys for coming out tonight and supporting your kids in the arts. And a big thanks to the kids who come in every day and first thing in the morning and they work. Yes, give them a hand. It's not easy to practice the same song over and over and over and over and still try to continuously improve on it. And they've done a really, really good job of that this year. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, and I know I mentioned it earlier, but I just wanted to take a moment and send a special welcome and thank you out to our new assistant high school director and elementary band director, Mrs. Megan Paul, who we've welcomed this year. If you could give her a hand, she's back here playing bassoon. Her help and assistance this year with marching band and band here at the high school has been vital. So thank you, Ms. Paul. Before, I guess this is the last tune here, it really needs no introduction. This is Leroy Anderson's iconic Sleigh Ride. Thank you so much. The Brush Wind Ensemble, give them a hand, please. Thanks so much for coming out. Have a safe trip home. We'll see you in the end of April or the end of February. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen.